Hey everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat channel, and today for you guys we're going to talk about something that I guess for the most part it has been going on for many years, but it's something that has become a focus in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community over the last 2 weeks thanks to Mr. Patrick Hoban, who won his ARG circuit tournament with Mermails, running 3 Upstarts and 3 Reckless Greeds. Now, first off, I gotta say that it's player preference if you run 3 Upstarts with 3 Reckless Greeds. Some decks it works better in others than running 3 Upstarts or 3 Reckless Greeds or both. In some decks it works better, and in some decks it does not work as well. But also it's playing style, so that's playing style there. But this is something that has been going on for many years before he won this event. Dark Worlds have been running Upstarts and Reckless Greeds way before this. Exodia decks have been doing it since like these cards originally came out, so this is nothing new. Certain decks running these cards, but I guess it's I guess you could say it's two different ideas about playing style colliding. Do you run Upstarts and everything? Do you run Recklesses and everything? I personally don't believe you run Reckless Greed and Upstart and everything, but I'm going to take the stance right now, and I'm going to try to be the defendant, the people that do run Reckless and Upstarts, and I'm going to try to be the prosecution, the people that say, no, you don't run that and everything. And I'm going to try to come to a conclusion, being the judge on my own personal opinion. So first off, I can understand people running Upstarts and Recklesses in certain decks. For example, if I run Upstarts and Recklesses in Dark Worlds, that's fine. I personally don't run Reckless in Dark Worlds because I don't like getting stuck under Reckless, but I understand why. You can run Upstarts in Dark Worlds because you can consistently put field presence on the board. You can consistently put out a big monster, being Grapha, and keep reborning that Grapha. And if you have 2 Grapha, you can keep reborning 2 Grapha. So, you can consistently put field presence and giving your opponent 1,000 life points, or even if you went through all 3 Upstart Goblins and giving your opponent 3,000 life points, one hit from Grapha with Gates of the Dark World on the field just takes that all away. So it's not really bad in Dark Worlds because you consistently can put a big monster presence on the field. Running Upstarts and Recklesses in Exodia decks, that's perfectly fine. That's been, you're trying to get to Exodia. You don't care about your opponent's life points. Running Upstarts and Recklesses, I guess you could say, in Dragons last format, and even back when Dragons had all the babies and everything, that was fine. I know I saw some builds of people doing that. You try and get to your combo pieces, you try and do your things. Even in some Dragon decks now, that is fine. Running Upstarts and Recklesses in combo-oriented decks is okay. Personally, I would choose Shard or Greed over Upstart Goblin. That's just player preference there. But I can understand why you run it in certain decks, combo-oriented decks. Now, a lot of people are going to say, I'm sick and tired of seeing Upstart and Reckless Greed being run in everything. And I can understand that. I ran into a situation this last week, right before at the end of the week, where I ran into a 6 Samurai player on Dev Pro, and the guy had taken out all his United We Stands. If you know what United We Stand is, it's been considered a pot of greed for 6 Samurais for the longest time ever. But if you normal or special summon a 6 Samurai monster, you get 2 Bushido counters on that, and after you get 2 Bushido counters, or even 1, you can pop it to draw 1 or 2 cards, depending on how many Bushido counters you have on this. It's a spell card, it's very useful, but the guy had taken out all 3 United We Stands and put in 3 Reckless Greeds. And I was just going, I don't get that. Why would you do that? That card is just as good as Reckless Greed. You don't have to worry about getting stuck under Reckless Greed. So, I mean, in a way, I understand people running it, but I don't think you run it in everything. I'm not going to run Upstarts and Recklesses in Madolches. I can understand if you run it in Cyber Dragons if you're trying to make an OTK deck. I can understand in certain decks that can consistently put field presence on the board. That is fine. That's what those cards do. They help you get to your combo pieces, but you don't put it in everything. If you can't consistently put field presence on the board, like, if I saw a guy running Tantan Pocos, the little raccoon guys that just came out, and he was running 3 Upstarts and 3 Reckless Greeds, and I'm like, in my head, I'm going, you want to give your opponent 3,000 life points when you have just these small little monsters dancing around. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I mean, it's a playing standpoint. It's a personal. How can I say this properly? It's a playing standpoint in a way that it's personal playing style. If you want to run it to make your deck faster, that's fine. But be warned, if you're going to do that, you're sacrificing other cards out of the deck that can help you out. And it can also hinder you running Upstart Goblins in the deck. Perfect example, which happened to me just recently. I was playing against a guy. I don't know what type of deck he had, but he had a level 4 monster out in the field. He had no cards in hand. I had no cards in hand. I had 1,000 life points left. I had a Cyber Dragon on the field and one face-down card, which was Solemn Warning. Solemn Warning was dead because I only had 1,000 life points left. The guy goes Upstart Goblin. Draws a card, I gain 1,000 life points. He goes Upstart Goblin again because he drew into another Upstart Goblin. Don't forget, you can draw into 2 Upstart Goblins. So you can go Upstart Goblin, draw. Oh, I got another Upstart Goblin I just drew, so I got to activate it again. So you just gave your opponent 2,000 life points. But I digress. The guy went and activated 2 Upstart Goblins, giving me 2,000 life points because he drew into another Upstart Goblin. He's gonna he's gonna exceed now and go for Exceed monster. He got a level 4 monster. He exceeds, and I go Solemn Warning. That 2,000 life points he just gave to me helped make that Solemn Warning live. So it can come back to bite you. Also, if you're running 7 Tools of the Bandit, that's just giving 1,000 life points is helping you to get your own Compulse, Bottomless, Torrential, whatever it may be. So there is upsides and downsides to running Upstart Goblin and Reckless Greed. It's personal playing style if you want to run either or. But personally, I wouldn't run Upstarts and Reckless Greeds and everything. It just doesn't work. If you can consistently put field presence on the board, it's better. But you have to also keep in mind that if you're putting Upstarts and Reckless Greeds in a deck, you have to take other things out of the deck. And I've seen people take out MSTs, Forbidden Lances, stuff of that nature, Dark Hole, cards that can help them come back, if something goes awry. So it's pretty much, I will make an analogy here between if you're trying to make a hot rod car. So if I'm trying to make a hot rod street car, I'm going to take the radio out, the back seat out, anything that's going to weigh that car down. So I want to get the most speed. I want to go as fast as I can. The deck is trying to get to its combo pieces as fast as it can. That's why you run Upstart and Reckless. But if you're putting Upstarts and Recklesses in the deck, you have to take things out of the deck that can help you in certain situations if things go against you. If they go Dark Hole and you don't have no response to Dark Hole and your field's completely wiped out, or they go Mirror Force and you don't have that MST or that Forbidden Lance because you took that out for an Upstart or a Reckless Greed. So depending upon how you're running the deck, is dependent upon if you can run Reckless Greeds and Upstarts. But I don't think it should be running everything. I wouldn't run it in Madolches. I wouldn't run it in Battling Boxers. I mean, Cyber Dragons is one thing. If it's an OTK deck, if you're trying to get to your combo pieces, but that's just my personal preference there. That's what I think on the topic. That's just my 2 cents, and you can take that for what it's worth. But I look forward to seeing you guys. Do you think Upstart and Reckless Greed should be running everything? I don't think it should be, but what do you think? What certain decks do you think can run Upstart and Reckless Greed as well? So guys, till next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I hope I explained this topic and my opinions very clearly. But guys, till next time, take care guys, and good luck dueling. Seto Kaiba, I'm out of here guys.